Bonjour and welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Today I'm going to be doing a VR to Crochet Witch Tarot. She's done this tag on Underdog decks, and for her it was either decks that she rehomed but then repurchased, or decks that she thought would never work for her but do. Now I have selected only decks that I purchased kind of on a spur of the moment, or because I liked how they looked. Didn't think they would work for me, but they actually do. That's my way of dealing with this tag. I think I've got 6 or 7 to show you. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Okay, so my first underdog is the Nefertari Tarot. Now, I have an obsession for Egypt, and that's where I had my honeymoon. I just love Egypt, so I thought, ooh, I saw it and thought, shiny, shiny. You can see it's got a lot of metallic gold, and so I thought, oh yeah, I'll just get it because, well, I wanted something Egyptian and shiny. But actually, it really delivers. I use it a lot for my personal practice, and I really like the messages I get from it. As you can tell, it's been much loved. The black is, you know, starting to go white. I use it a lot. So yeah, I really didn't think it would be anything but something I'd like to look at because of how pretty I find it. But actually, it's, yeah, I find it easy to read, it speaks to me, and I end up using it very regularly in my tarot practice. So that's the Nefertari Tarot. So that's my first one. So then, let me just put it away, otherwise it's going to be like a bomb exploded on my reading table. My second one is the Wandering Star Tarot by Kat Pierce. So, full disclosure here, I stumbled upon it on Amazon. I was browsing for decks and was thinking, ooh, I'd really like to get a new deck, you know, like spur of the moment thing. I just needed a bit of a pick-me-up, and I saw this and I thought, ooh, I like the back of the card, and I like the art style. So I got this deck, not much expectation going on with it. I just thought, this looks interesting, let's see if it works for me, because the artwork is kind of quirky, which is not what I normally go for. It's very, very colourful. Again, I'm not a colourful person, generally speaking, and I thought maybe, you know, the younger faces will annoy me after a while, but no. It actually really works. I use it a lot for myself. I've used it on my channel as well to do general readings, but I really like it. I think it's a really cool deck. Delivers really clear messages in a soft way, but it tells you straight, okay? It's not fluffy. I don't like fluff. I really like it, and I think she's done a great job. And you do have keywords on it, which generally speaking for me is a no-no, but they don't flash. In other words, you see here, reliable, visionary, and generous. That's the King of Pentacles. I don't see it. When all the cards are on the mat, I don't really see it. You've got the Empress here with harmony, abundance, grace, fertility, love, nature. But it's not in your face. It's part of the artwork. She's really managed to blend it. And yeah, I think she's done a fantastic job. And so I reach out for this deck way more than I thought I would. So that was, you know, my second underdog. I mean, look at the Death card. How awesome is that? So that's the Wandering Star. The next one, and that's the last tarot deck, because I think I've got 3 or 4, 1, 2, 3, I've got 4 oracles and 3 tarot for that, is the Tarot del Toro. Now, this is a deck made by Guillermo del Toro, and he is a filmmaker, film producer. He's done films like Crimson Peak, I can't remember the one with the creature in the water, The Shape of Water. He's done loads of films, and I'm a big fan of his. If he gets a movie out, I will go and watch it. So when I heard he was making a Tarot de Marseille style deck, I got very excited because I love Pip decks and Tarot de Marseille style. But I didn't have much hope because I thought, well, this is going to be a gimmick, right? This is going to be just a collector's item that I'm going to look at, think, ooh, pretty, and not do much with it. And that's the back. Now, on the contrary, I actually use it a lot. So that's the Knight of Coins. I use it a lot. I think it's got a really nice vintage style, but mixed with a bit of steampunk, which I really like. I love steampunk. And obviously I get all the reference of the films on the majors and on the court cards because it's part of all of the films he's made. So we've got the Chariot here. You need to see he's actually sat on it. And obviously, you know, this is an acquired taste. Well, art is anyway, but I really like this kind of art. And if you've seen the films, you will get the references and it talks to you. And obviously, you know, if you don't like reading Pip decks or Tarot de Marseille, then you're not going to like this deck. But for me, it's perfect because I love Pip decks. And it's not gimmicky at all. I just use it a lot. Whereas, for instance, I've got the Supernatural deck. Again, I acquired it because I love Supernatural, the series, and I don't reach out for it as much. It's more something I look at rather than something I really use, which annoys me because to me, tarot decks have to be used. But yeah, so you can see, you know, 6 of Coins. But yeah, I reach out for it a lot. I think it's a very, very well made deck. And I didn't expect that. I just thought it would be a deck I'd just look at. So that was the third underdog deck. And now I'm going to move on to the oracles. So another spur of the moment thing that I acquired a long time ago because I just need to make myself feel better was the Earth Magic Oracle cards by Stephen Farmer. It's an old deck, but I found it one day and I needed to feel better, so I bought it because I thought, ooh, I kind of like the back of that, and I like the artwork. Let's see. And actually, as far as daily draw, this is a deck I reach out for a lot. I love the fact that it's very natural. I find it very grounding. You see the card of Instinct with the wolf. And the messages in the guidebook are very good. So when I do a daily card, for myself, I really grab that deck on a regular basis. It's one of my favorites. Yet when I bought it, I was just trying to make myself feel better. I know I should know better than just, you know, do some shopping therapy, but hey, you know, everyone's got their poison, right? It's a work in progress. I try not to do it, but yeah, I used to. That's why I said I acquired it a long time ago, but it's really, really nice. The keywords are very good. I love the fact that you've got a keyword that describes what's going on in the card, and then you have a keyword that tells you what it is about, and then you can grab the guidebook and get more from it. I mean, look at that. That's so nice. Lotus flower unfoldment, wind activation, fairies and earth magic. Yeah, I love this deck. It surprised me. I didn't expect it to become such a regular oracle deck for me, but it has become that. So that's that one. Up next we have the Yggdrasil oracle deck. So this is what it looks like. It is stunning, and I got 2 editions of it, but yeah, I got one with the Witch's Moon as well, which has the hardback guidebook, which gives you a lot of explanation on what to do. Now, this is one that I bought, rehomed, and then I got it sent back to me via the Witch's Moon. So I thought, right, well, you need to work with it, Claude, because evidently there's something there. The reason why I was not that keen on it is because you have to do a special spread with it because it works with the lore. the Norse lore, if you see what I'm saying. And it is I think it's a 9-card spread if my memory serves, because I just do it automatically. I don't really think about it when I do it anymore. And if you just do a 1-draw card, it may not deliver the message that makes a lot of sense, but when you arrange it and you look at which card falls under which universe, then it makes sense. So it's all hand-drawn, black and white, which is right up my alley in artwork, which is why I got it initially. And you've got the name of the god, and then you've got a couple of keywords like sluggishness, and procrastination. See, Odin, omniscient, wisdom, poetry, language. And when I do the actual spread, and I take the time to go through the meaning of the cards and where they're positioned and so on, I get very deep messages. So if I have a question, something that I want to go in depth about, and I really want to get to the bottom of it, this is the deck I would reach out for. It is very, very pretty. I mean, the skill of the artist is undeniable. It's very, very pretty. It took me time to understand how to use it, I suppose. And now that I do, if I have a conundrum, something that needs to be looked at in depth, that's the one I will grab. So I'm glad the Witch's Moon sent it to me, because, well, I didn't have to rebuy it. And you do learn a lot about, you know, the Norse lore, which is interesting. So that's the Yggdrasil Oracle. So let me put it in its pouch. Okay, the next one is called The Illustrated Bestiary by Maya Toll. It's this one here. Now, she's got the herbiary and the crystal as well, so crystallary, I'm assuming it's pronounced that way, but the one I have is the bestiary, because I love animal energy, so if there's an animal deck, I'm going to be interested in it, so that's the one I got. I got the collectible box because I wanted to have the full-size cards. If you just buy the book, which is hardcover, you get cards that you have to detach, and I don't like that. I need my cards to be sturdy because I put them through their paces. So you get this beautiful book, which I'll talk to you in a minute about, and you get the cards in a pouch. So let me show them to you, and they're gilded. Now, what I love about it is that, and this is something I use with the guidebook, and I'm going to show you just a random page. So you have a card called Grey Wolf Nurture Connections. So there's an explanation of the cards here, and then you always have a ritual. So she gives you a ritual that you can do and a reflection, and I love the reflection part for journaling. So this is for my personal practice as well. I sometimes use it on my channel, but this is something I use a lot on my own, and I'm very surprised by that, because I thought I'm gonna like looking at the cards but not necessarily use them as much. But again, I was wrong. I use it a lot. So for instance, Deal with the Dirt, the Eastern Oyster. Work Together, the House Mouse. Now some people have said, oh, it's annoying because you've got the page number at the bottom, which is distracting. Well, I find it actually kind of nice, because it means I find the page in a book very, very quickly. Now bearing in mind I always use it with the book, to me it's not a problem. So Love Fiercely with the Swan, Free Your Inner Fire, the Woodpecker. I mean, the artwork is stunning. I've looked at the others that she has, the herbiary and the crystallary. It's just, I'm just an animal person. It speaks to me more. Find Your Element with a sea turtle. Appreciate the process. Sync with the cycles. I particularly like this one, particularly when you look at in the bear, when you look at the landscape here. Isn't that stunning? So yeah, I find myself putting a card out, reading, and then journaling, you know, using the reflection a lot. And it speaks to me, and I feel very, very calm afterwards, and so it does its job. Never thought I would use it as much as that. So So that is the illustrated bestiary. Let me put it away. And I have one last deck to show you as an underdog. It is as well an oracle. Let me just put that away because I don't have enough room, otherwise it's going to get very, very messy. Right. Okay. It's the Magical Dimensions by Light Star. So this is what it looks like. It's very shiny. It's got a very good guidebook, and these are the cards. And they did come with the box being a bit busted as well, but that's, you know, happens. So these are the cards. Now, the guidebook, super nice. You get a lot in there. It really does show you. You can use those cards as activators, which I find very interesting. You have interpretations, and you have companion essential oils and crystals. It shows you here, which is kind of cool. It talks about, you know, how to clean your deck like you normally do, but there's lots of spreads and ways of using the card as activators, which I think is very original. And, you know, the money tree activator, the healing circle activator, and then obviously the interpretation. And for the interpretations, you always have keywords, the explanation of how the image is connected to something, the interpretation, and then you've got the companion crystals and oil. So I really like that. Now, the reason why I didn't expect it to work for me is because sometimes I find the faces a little bit creepy. I've got to be honest. I think it's a very nice deck. So you've got awakening, and then underneath it you've got several keywords like ancient knowledge, memories, connection. Oh yeah, they use also the chakras there, sacral portal, creativity, intimacy, inhibition. But you see, for instance, this one, I think the artwork is really nice, but when you look really closely, I don't know, I find the face a little bit creepy, and it's not the only card that does that to me. So I thought this would be a problem. You know, I thought, you're not going to be able to use that, Claude, because it's going to be distracting. But actually, it isn't. And I find myself using it quite a bit. Obviously, with the guidebook, again, this is more for my personal practice. But it delivers very clear messages, and generally speaking, what I need to hear at the right time, which I like. And obviously, again, the artwork will please you or not. You know, it's an acquired taste for everything. But I personally really like this type of artwork, except the faces of some people, which I find a little bit creepy. So yeah, I was kind of surprised that I actually enjoy that, but I do. You see, that one I think is very pretty. And you can see all of the chakras. So there you have it. So that was my last deck for the underdog. So let me know your thoughts down below. Do you own any of those decks? And if so, let me know what you think of them. Or maybe you want to tell me what your underdog decks are. I love talking tarot, oracle. Just, you know, put it in the description box and I'll be more than happy to respond to you. So I thank you for your time. It's your most precious commodity. I'm really, really happy you chose to spend it with me. And wherever you are on this planet and whenever you're watching this, I wish you a truly magical day. You take care, and until next time, au revoir.